Hello everyone. So in this video, let us talk about rolling out Jira, and I actually want to focus on the adoption of the tool. Now let us say you have spent some time, maybe a lot of time, to customize Jira, configure Jira for a specific use case for a specific team. Let us say there is a big organization, maybe some bank, or maybe a fintech company, or maybe a telecom company. Now that company is of course huge, and within that particular company there are different teams. Now let us take one example of let me give you a very good example, hopefully. Finance team, right? Let us say there is a team, or maybe HR team. Let us say there is a HR team, finance team, legal team, some non-technical team, and they are, of course, doing some work, because everyone has to do some work if they are getting paid. And if there is a team who is maybe managing their work in Excel sheets or Outlook, or maybe they have some tool, or maybe no tool at all, or maybe they don't really have a process. Now the thing is, you can spend some time in the beginning to understand their requirements, how the team is organized, how they work, their way of working, their processes. And if they don't have a process, or if they don't really have any processes, you can actually define one or suggest one. And then of course you can configure Jira, and then you can train them. You can show them, okay, this is what you can do in the tool, this is your project, this is your Kanban board, this is your dashboard, these are the filters. So you can of course do some initial training. You can of course spend time with them in the beginning, but usually people don't really spend too much time, or they don't really put a lot of effort in the actual rolling out, or I should say hand holding of the tool. Or basically if you are hand holding of basically the whole migration to, let us say, Jira, or basically using Jira for a particular use case. Now the thing is that you can spend a lot of time in the beginning to reach a point where you have a tool that you think can work for them, and in the beginning they also think that yes, Jira seems like a good tool and we will start using it. But when it comes to actually using the tool, then that is where problem occurs. So common problems are that, number one, they might not use the tool at all. So you may show them, okay, this is Jira, and they know or they knew about it, but they will never really start doing anything in the tool. The other thing that can happen is they might start using it, but then they eventually stop using it. And the reasons are of course obvious. They might not use the tool because there was no real push from the management, or the sponsor of the tool, or maybe from a consultant like you. And they might not use it later on because they find Jira a bit too difficult, or Jira being not intuitive, and of course Jira as a tool, although it's a good tool, but you need to configure it. You need to make sure that you make people aware, but don't really do it once. You have to do it on a regular basis. And what else can go wrong? The other thing that can go wrong is when usually in companies, teams keep on changing. New people will come, and they might not have experience or training, or maybe they don't know what to do, where to go to do something like their work. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you are working with a client or a team for rolling out Jira, also spend time and regular time with them once you go live. Maybe what you can do is you can of course set up some regular catch up with them, but apart from that, also try to identify, and do it for sure, is to basically identify some local talent, or basically someone within that particular team who should be the responsible person. You can actually call them Jira evangelist or whatever you want to call them, but basically it is their responsibility to make sure that teams are able to use the tool, and they should spend time more closely with them, because you as a consultant might not get a chance or opportunity to be with everyone all the time, right? And of course, you can make videos, you can create documents, but you have to spend time with the users. And if you're not able to do it regularly, which you should try, I mean, maybe a weekly or monthly catch up, but also ask those champions or evangelists to make sure that they give you feedback. So they are basically your army of Jira gurus, and you should actually encourage this. They will also feel good because they will learn a new skill. They will of course know more about the teams. They will know about the people, users, and of course they will have the knowledge of how that particular team operates. And what you can do as a consultant is maybe you can set up some monthly come to Jira clinic sessions where people can come. They can ask you a lot of questions. Maybe you can also do webinars. Maybe you can also try and identify and open up various channels by which they can reach out to you. So what I'm trying to talk about and share in this video is that don't really lose your grip when it comes to the actual adoption, and you have to do it a bit more closely, at least in the beginning. And yeah, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.